Hi everybody, my name is Arij. In today's video, we're gonna read day 3 in Bojo's diary, learn a new vocabulary, and I'm gonna teach you how to summarize each paragraph. So let's start. Sunday, 21st June. Yesterday was quite a day. It had been getting hotter and hotter during the last week. Mom decided we would eat outside in the cool of the evening, so a long table was laid out in the garden. A blue and white striped awning was fetched from the summer house and put up over the table. Grandma and my elderly aunts arrived first, followed by numerous cousins. When Max and Serena arrived, the hubbub fell silent as the introductions were made. Serena looked absolutely stunning in a deep shade of rose pink. "She'll make a beautiful bride," Grandma whispered eagerly to Aunt Lena. "She will, won't she?" Aunt Lena readily agreed. When I was introduced to Serena, I smiled shyly and went red, clashing unattractively with her dress. My grandmother was dubious about eating outside. Storms would often break a spell of hot weather, she warned. My parents waved her concerns aside and we trooped into the garden. We were more than halfway through dinner when there was a terrific crash from the sky. "That'll be thunder," said Grandma sagely. Let's stop here and start learning some new words. So this is my list of keywords. Word number 1 is hubbub as a noun. When Max and Serena arrived, the hubbub fell silent. We're gonna imagine everyone in Bojo's family was excited to meet Serena. They were talking to each other. Suddenly, when they arrived, the hubbub fell silent. I have another example here. I could hardly hear myself speak above all the hubbub in the party. You're gonna imagine yourself في حفلة. So you wanted to hear your friend, but you couldn't, because there was a hubbub, because of the hubbub. So hubbub as a noun means a loud noise caused by a lot of people all talking at the same time. The second word, which is the verb, clash. When I was introduced to Serena, I smiled shyly, here Bojo, and went red, clashing in an unattractive way with her dress. So did you get it? I have another example here for you. The colors clash. Look, the furniture is ugly and nobody is happy about it. So clash means if two colors clash, they mismatch. They look very bad together. In a bad way. In an unattractive way. Let's move on. Here we have the word dubious. Dubious. My grandma was dubious about eating outside. She was dubious. I have another example here for you. I'm dubious about the advantages these changes would bring. I'm doubtful. عندي شكوك. أنا مش واثقة إنه these changes would bring me advantages. برضو بنفس الوقت Bojo's grandma كان عندها شوية شكوك إنه it's gonna rain. Next, spell. Spell. I'm sure that you know spell as a verb, but as a noun, here storms will often, or often, both are correct by the way, storms will often break a spell of hot weather. Another example, we had another cold spell last week. So it seems that the word spell is related to weather. So it means a period of a particular kind of weather. فترة من الweather. دايما نستخدمها مع الverb break a spell. Let's move on to the word troop. Almost the same. Let's read the example. In Bojo's diary, Bojo says, my parents waved her concerns aside. Okay? And we, all of them, trooped into the garden. They trooped into the garden. It seems إنها كلمة related to movement. I have another example to make it clearer. After rehearsals, we'd all troop off to the cafeteria. All of us. So troop as a verb means to walk in a group. Last word here, I have the adverb sagely. Sage, I know that most of you know that sage من غير الواي معناها مرمية، بنفس الوقت إلها معنى sage المأخوذ منه الادverb. That'll be thunder, said Gran. I think I forgot the D again. That'll be thunder, said Grandma sagely. So in a wise way, wisely. Sage معناها wise, حكيم. لأنه grandma she's old enough يعني كبيرة في العمر so she said that sagely. That's it. Let's see what next. So I summarized the first paragraph simply with one sentence. The preparation Bojo's family have done to meet Serena. Again, my dear students, I want you to pause the video, go back to the text, and summarize the second paragraph. From grandma to dress, this is the second sentence. Bojo's family welcomed Serena with open arms. Open arms means they were friendly. They were friendly with her. Next, from my grandma to sagely, I wrote, they decided to eat outside. I mean by they, Bojo's family. They decided to eat outside in spite of grandma's warning. Let's read now till the end. A second clap followed, louder than the first, and suddenly the heavens opened. My father and brother hurriedly helped the old ladies towards the house. Cousins grabbed whatever plates and poles they could from the table and sped indoors. I was about to follow when a sudden gust lifted the awning and threatened to fly it away over the houses. I grabbed 2 poles and clung on. The awning stayed put, and I saw Serena holding tightly to the poles on the other side. We stared at each other for a moment, then laughed. The awning started to sag and fill with water like a paddling pool. It got heavier and heavier, then too heavy to hold. At the same moment, we let go and the awning fell to the ground in a cascade of water. Rain fell in torrents. I grabbed Serena's hand and we dashed into the summer house. We got talking. There is not much else to do when you're stranded in a summer house. And she asked me about myself and my future plans. I told her my parents had strong views about my career. They want me to take up a profession and be successful like you and Max are, I told her. They don't, do they? She sounded genuinely surprised. She told me that Max had shown her some of my work that was published in the school magazine. She thought I could be successful like myself, not like her or Max or anyone else. Serena and Max are coming to lunch today. I think I'm feeling brave enough to start talking to Mom and Dad about my application. Even if it doesn't go well, I know who I can talk to for advice. It's funny how things turn out. Talking to Serena in the summer house was just like having a chat with a friend. She was still wearing the beautiful pink dress, but it was soaking wet, just like mine. She still looked lovely, not like me, but somehow that didn't matter anymore. I should know by now that you can't always judge by appearances. That if you make assumptions about people without knowing them, you can get things completely wrong. I probably should stop making assumptions about my parents and what they're likely to think. I probably should stop making assumptions about what I can and can't do, and I definitely should start believing in myself a bit more. So let's move on to the new words. We have the word gust. I'm sorry, it seems that this one should be hidden. Okay, so here we have it. I was about to follow when a sudden gust lifted the awning. We usually use it with wind. A gust of wind blew our tent over. So gust as a noun means a sudden, strong moment of wind. Wind. Let's move to the word sag. Here we have it. The awning started to sag. I have a picture here for you. This is the awning. Let's imagine that they were sitting in the garden, chatting and having dinner, and this is the awning, and then it started to rain, and then the awning started to sag. And we usually use it with skin. The skin around my eyes started to sag, especially when you get older. So sag means droop، يعني ينزل لتحت. Okay, لأنه it was raining. وهنا the skin started to sag يعني ينزل ويترهل. Okay. Let's move to the word stranded. Stranded, oh my goodness, what's going on? So stranded is an adjective. Here we have it. Serena and Bojo were stranded in the summer house. I usually hear it with whales. If you guys know what happens with whales, I have this sentence: nearly 150 stranded whales die at Australian beach. They got stuck. They got stuck جنب الشط، وإذا ما حد ساعدهم هم بيموتوا actually لأنهم هم stuck. يعني تخيل Serena and Bojo when it rained هم كانوا غصبا عنهم مش بكيفهم مع بعض. So they were stranded, stuck in the summer house. حلوة الكلمة يعني الadjective. Let's move to this word, and this one is very important. Assumptions. Assumptions, and the verb is assume. Assume. If you make assumptions about people, into you yourself, and we usually use it with the verb make. If you make assumptions about people without knowing them, you can get things completely wrong. You assume things about people. محدش يعرف if these things are true or not. You are making a lot of assumptions for which you have no dalil, proof. So assumptions mean, so here I have it as plural. A fact you think is true without knowing. Just like you assume things. انت بتفترض. But sometimes ما بتكون right. Then we have the sentence, rain fell in torrents. Rain fell in torrents. Torrents, very large amount of water. دائما نستخدمها هي تستخدم أيضا في very large amount of things. بس هي اجت في الدرس water. Okay? نستخدمها torrents of complaints يعني شكاوي كثيرة. So let's move to dash as a verb. Bojo says, I grabbed Serena's hand and we dashed into the summer house. برضو هذا الverb, it seems that it's related to movement. Let's read the second example. The dog ran in and she dashed after him. The dog ran in and she dashed after him. She dashed. So she hurried. So dash here as a verb means hurry. So I'm done now. I have finished reading my list of keywords for you. So let's move on to So I summarized 4 paragraphs. The first sentence is, it started to rain and everybody went into the summer house. 2. Serena asked Bojo about her future plans. 3. Bojo realized that her brother, Max, didn't want her to follow in his footsteps. And the last one, Bojo made a decision to talk to her parents about her application. So you have here to summarize the last 2 paragraphs because seriously I ran out of time. So thanks for watching and please go to your account in Nourspace and answer the questions in the e-worksheet. Thank you.